NCIS's boss explains Vance's shocking death in episode 500. The milestone 500th episode of NCIS was always destined to be unforgettable. But few fans could have anticipated just how emotionally devastating it would become. In a bold and controversial move, the long-running procedural chose to say goodbye to one of its most enduring characters, director Leon Vance. His sudden and shocking death has sent ripples through the fandom, sparking intense discussion, grief, and curiosity about what led to such a dramatic decision. According to the showrunner, the decision to kill off Vance was not made lightly. "We knew episode 500 had to carry real weight," they explained in a post-episode interview. "It couldn't just be a celebration of the past, it had to redefine the future." For years, Vance has been a stabilizing force within the NCIS universe, a character defined by quiet strength, moral conviction, and a deeply personal sense of duty. Removing him from the narrative was, in many ways, a creative gamble designed to shake the foundation of the show itself. The episode builds tension gradually, lulling viewers into a sense of familiarity before delivering its devastating blow. Vance's final storyline centers on a high-stakes operation tied to a covert network that has been quietly evolving over multiple seasons. What initially appears to be a routine intelligence matter escalates into something far more dangerous, something personal. As the investigation unfolds, Vance becomes increasingly involved, driven by instincts that suggest there's more at stake than anyone realizes. What makes his death particularly impactful is its suddenness. There is no drawn-out farewell, no heroic monologue, no last-minute rescue. Instead, the moment arrives abruptly, mirroring the unpredictable nature of the world Vance inhabited. The showrunner emphasized that this choice was intentional. In real life, especially in the kind of work these characters do, there isn't always closure. We wanted to reflect that reality. For fans, the lack of closure is precisely what makes the loss so painful. Vance wasn't just a leader, he was a mentor, a father figure, and a moral compass for the team. His relationships with other characters, built over years of shared experiences, gave his presence a sense of permanence. Removing him disrupts not only the narrative, but also the emotional equilibrium of the series. Behind the scenes, the decision was also influenced by a desire to push the story into new territory. After 2 decades on air, NCIS faces the ongoing challenge of staying fresh while honoring its legacy. The showrunner acknowledged that major character departures are sometimes necessary to create space for new dynamics. "We didn't want to play it safe. Episode 500 was an opportunity to take a real risk." The aftermath of Vance's death will be explored in the episodes that follow, with a particular focus on how the team processes their grief. Early hints suggest that his loss will have lasting consequences, affecting both professional operations and personal relationships. The power vacuum left by his absence raises questions about leadership, trust, and the future direction of NCIS itself. Another layer to the decision involves thematic storytelling. Over the years, NCIS has often explored the cost of service, the sacrifices made by those who dedicate their lives to protecting others. Vance's death serves as a stark reminder of those costs. It reinforces the idea that no one, regardless of rank or experience, is immune to danger. The actor behind Vance reportedly supported the creative direction, understanding the significance of the moment within the broader narrative. While saying goodbye to such a beloved character is never easy, there is a sense that the departure was handled with respect and intention. The performance in the final episode has already been praised as one of the most powerful in the series' history. Fan reactions have been mixed but deeply passionate. Social media has been flooded with tributes, theories, and emotional responses. Some viewers applaud the show's willingness to take risks, while others feel the loss is too great. arguing that Vance was an irreplaceable part of the show's identity. This divide highlights just how impactful the character has been over the years. Interestingly, the showrunner hinted that Vance's influence will continue to be felt, even in his absence. Just because a character is gone doesn't mean their story is over, they said. This suggests that future episodes may revisit his legacy through flashbacks, previously unseen moments, or the ongoing effects of his decisions. From a storytelling perspective, Episode 500 represents a turning point. It marks the end of one era and the beginning of another. The challenge now lies in maintaining the emotional depth and narrative strength that Vance brought to the series. Whether the show can successfully navigate this transition remains to be seen. But one thing is certain: the stakes have never been higher. Ultimately, Vance's death is more than just a shocking twist. It's a statement about the evolving nature of NCIS. It underscores the show's commitment to growth, even at the cost of losing one of its most iconic figures. As fans come to terms with this loss, they are also being asked to embrace a new chapter, one shaped by absence, change, and the enduring impact of a character who defined an era. Episode 500 will undoubtedly be remembered as one of the most significant moments in NCIS history. Not just for what it took away, but for what it set in motion. In the end, Vance's legacy may prove to be the very thing that drives the series forward, reminding both characters and viewers alike that even in loss, there is purpose, and in endings, the seeds of something new. In the immediate aftermath of Vance's death, Episode 500 closes not with resolution, but with silence, a creative choice that underscores the emotional weight of the moment. The bullpen, once filled with sharp dialogue and quiet humor, feels hollow. Desks remain occupied, but something essential is missing. It's in this absence that the true impact of Vance's loss begins to unfold. The episodes following this milestone are expected to lean heavily into the psychological toll on the team. Each member processes grief differently, and the showrunner has hinted that these responses will shape upcoming story arcs. Some agents may channel their emotions into work, becoming more driven, perhaps even reckless, while others may begin to question the cost of their careers. This divergence creates fertile ground for character development, allowing long-standing figures to evolve in ways that feel both organic and necessary. Particularly affected is the team's senior field agent, who had long relied on Vance's steady leadership during moments of uncertainty. Without that guiding presence, cracks begin to show. Decisions that once felt clear now carry hesitation, and the burden of responsibility becomes more pronounced. The show uses this tension to explore a deeper question. What happens when the person who holds everything together is suddenly gone? The showrunner revealed that Vance's death will also uncover unresolved storylines tied to his past. As investigators revisit old cases and confidential files, secrets begin to surface, some of which could alter how the team remembers him. "We're not interested in rewriting who Vance was," the showrunner clarified. "But we are interested in showing that even the strongest leaders carry hidden complexities." This approach adds layers to his legacy, transforming him from a symbol of authority into a fully realized, deeply human character. Meanwhile, the question of succession looms large. Leadership within NCIS has always been more than a title. It's a role that requires trust, intuition, and an ability to navigate both bureaucracy and field operations. With Vance gone, multiple candidates may step forward, each bringing their own philosophy and leadership style. This transition is unlikely to be smooth, as differing visions for the agency's future could lead to internal conflict. Fans can also expect the introduction of new characters who will challenge the existing team dynamic. These additions are not meant to replace Vance, but rather to reflect the evolving nature of the organization he once led. Some may clash with established characters, while others may form unexpected alliances. Through these interactions, the show continues to expand its narrative scope, ensuring that it remains dynamic even after such a significant loss. Emotionally, the series appears committed to honoring Vance's memory in subtle but meaningful ways. From quiet references in dialogue to symbolic gestures, such as an untouched office or a lingering glance at an empty chair, the show aims to keep his presence alive without overshadowing the story moving forward. These moments serve as reminders that while the character may be gone, his influence endures. The showrunner also addressed fan concerns about whether such a major departure risks alienating longtime viewers. "We understand the attachment," they said, "but storytelling requires change. If we don't allow the world of NCIS to evolve, it loses its authenticity." This philosophy suggests that Vance's death is not an isolated event, but part of a broader commitment to keeping the series grounded in emotional realism. As the season progresses, the ripple effects of episode 500 will likely extend beyond the core team. Other agencies, allies, and even adversaries may react to the shift in leadership, creating new challenges and opportunities for storytelling. The geopolitical landscape within the show could shift, introducing fresh conflicts that test the team in unexpected ways. Perhaps most compelling is the idea that Vance's death may ultimately redefine what NCIS stands for. For years, he embodied the balance between authority and empathy, strength and vulnerability. Without him, the agency must rediscover its identity, deciding not just how to move forward, but who they want to become. In many ways, this next chapter is about rebuilding. It's about taking the lessons Vance imparted and applying them in a world that suddenly feels less certain. The team must learn to trust themselves and each other in new ways, forging a path that honors the past while embracing the future. Episode 500 may have delivered a shocking ending, but it also opened the door to some of the most emotionally rich storytelling the series has ever attempted. By choosing to confront loss head-on, NCIS positions itself not just as a procedural drama, but as a character-driven narrative willing to explore the complexities of change. As viewers continue to process what they've witnessed, one thing becomes clear. Vance's story didn't end with his death. It continues in every decision the team makes, every case they solve, and every moment they carry his memory forward. And in that sense, his legacy is not defined by how he died, but by everything he leaves behind.